Williams. How are you today? I got a I got a crisp $1 bill for anybody who can name that band who sings Fox on the Run without looking it up. Um, Legend has it that when Don Jarecki's doing his cardio, he just listens to that song on repeat. So not surprised. Very fitting, very fitting. We've got a brief one today, guys. Myself and the rest of the leadership team are involved in a regional meeting. So we're going to spend 30 minutes on Zoom with you, and then count them, 6 whole hours on Zoom with all of the other market centers in Northern Ohio and Michigan. So we're in and out of here by 10 o'clock this morning. So we're going to dive right in, as we do every week, starting with a conversation about our belief system. These are known as the Y4C2Ts. This is the framework that we use to underpin our culture, to define how our interactions from brokerage to agent, agent to agent, agent to co-broke, agent to client, client to agent should all be taking place. And as I look at this very thorough, very well organized list of beliefs, I can't help but come back to, on a day like today, where the sky is spitting, it is purely gray, a real postcard day for Northeast Ohio, the opportunity for us to take the day off, to mail it in, or to start pushing appointments, focus on the laundry, really get serious about shoveling the walk. That's what we got to be fighting today. So I'm going to go to commitment. I go to commitment probably once a month. And hell, we could go to it every day, but it's commitment in all things. It is that idea of showing up when you don't want to, right? Does Don Jarecki feel like popping on the elliptical every single day? Probably not. The days that you don't want to do it and you still do are the days that you make progress, right? If you only performed at the highest level when everything was just so, then you would probably have few and far between the days that you're going to perform at your highest level. So even if it is a 50% effort, even if it is, we're not going to get everything done that we could have got done, but we're going to get more done than if we did nothing. That's the win for a day like today. So please lean into that opportunity. We're going to get off the call. Everybody on this call has until 10:30 blocked for the sales meeting. We're clipping it off at 10. What are you going to do with that 30 minutes to make the difference in your day, which makes the difference in your week, which just tips the scales ever so slightly for the month of January? And we know that if you win in January, the rest of the year is easier. So take to heart commitment in all things this morning, every day. But really, what's the commitment you'll make from 10 to 10:30 today? All right, so we've got a lot of really awesome stuff coming up that I'm excited to tell you about. The February calendar hit your inboxes yesterday afternoon. There is a ton of good stuff in there. Best practices, take that email, print it out, read through it. Don't scroll and scan while you're on your computer. Read through it, highlight the things that you want to do, and then block them on your calendar. If it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. The number of people who I hear from after every event that are like, hey, was it recorded? Oh, I can't believe I missed it. I had an inspection scheduled, or whatever it is. If you protect that time before the start of the month, right? We have 5 jobs as realtors. It is to lead generate, lead follow-up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts, and scripts, role play, get educated, whatever you want that, however you want to describe that 5th one, it's to get better at our craft. And you've got about 24 opportunities to either get better at your craft, plug in with other agents, celebrate our success as individuals and as a company, all next month. As we do every month, we're holding a couple of career nights. We got one in Pepper Pike and one in Rocky River, and they're coming at you fast. The one in Pepper Pike will be on February 5th, and the one in Rocky River will be on the 12th. Last month, we had a fantastic, or this month rather, we had a fantastic career night in the Pepper Pike office as we hosted a few agents to talk directly about their experiences. We're going to be replicating that on the west side in our Rocky River office on February 12th. So please mark your calendars now and make sure that you and everybody else you know knows that there's an opportunity to get in the room, get excited, learn more about a career in real estate. If you missed the one in January, we'll pick it up in February. And we're going to hear from some outstanding agents who are going to share some really detailed, in-depth perspectives on what it looks like to be a real estate agent, start a career, and how it feels to do it in the current market right now. So mark those on your calendar, share those with your database, share those with your friends. Guys, I got to tell you, this is open to everybody. We had about a half a dozen agents. We had friends and family. We had active agents from other brokerages. We had people finish with their classes. And in just a couple of short hours, we connected with over 30 people interested in a career in real estate, saw one person transfer their license, and multiple people sign up with the brokerage right in that instance. And it was very exciting. So we're looking to replicate that February 12th, Monday, in the Rocky River office. Here's your training calendar. As I said, print it out, work through it, understand it, figure out what is a can't miss for you. I'm going to detail a few of the things that if I had my druthers, I'd make sure everybody was at, because we've got awesome, awesome opportunities coming on the horizon. First, be at the awards night. We had a tremendous amount of success as a company last year. How do we as a company succeed? Well, it's pretty simple. Our agents succeed, right? People attribute the quote to Zig Ziglar. I actually think it's a Mark Twain quote, and that is, if you help enough people get what they want, you can have whatever you want. We as an organization exist and succeed and thrive because the agents in our company lean in, take advantage of the resources, the culture, the training, the support, the technology to succeed and thrive. So the better our agents do, the better we do as a company. It cannot work any other way. So this is a night to celebrate what all of our agents have accomplished and have a really good time. If you're signing up for this, please know that we are really excited to hold this at the Aviator. It's the old Bomber Squad area at the near the airport. It's going to be a really great time. It's a great venue. We've used it before. If you were signing up, it is a be there, be square opportunity. So if you get a ticket for yourself, a guest, anything like that, and you're a no-show, there will be a charge. We want to be real clear about that. We're excited to bring a world-class event to everybody, and we want to make sure that you're there to enjoy it. So please do that, and please look forward to celebrating with all of your agent partners here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And then family reunion at the end of the month. We are now up to, I think, 36 agents attending family reunion in Las Vegas. We've got a really, really strong slate. As you can see here, the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Keller, our founder, our CEO, the most visionary person in the history of real estate since the person who invented the house. Whoever got us out of caves, close second to Gary. Then we're going to hear from the Robbins duo, no relation, Mel Robbins, who somehow, some way, maybe because my phone's listening, is now every third Instagram reel while I'm doom scrolling at the end of the day. And then Tony Robbins, known for his massive impact on the world of mindset. So we're going to hear from all of these folks as a part of the programming, in addition to, I think, 168 different breakout opportunities. And if you love seeing Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan at the front of the room, we got a couple of our guys, Kobe Socher and Ryan Young, are going to be speaking on the main stage and in breakouts. And Little Bird told me there might be a few more Keller Williams agents that are going to be popping up in the breakout sessions. So it is going to be a massive event. Over 20,000 people will be there. A tremendous networking event, tremendous experience, tremendous tax write-off for anybody that's looking for one of those. We still have tickets available. If you're interested, please reach out to me and we will get you all of the details on the travel. And a big shout out to our friends at Cross Country Mortgage, who are hooking us up with a private KWGM mastermind following the Tony Robbins keynote. So we're going to have a special event exclusive for our people after that event. really unique. More details coming out on it. But if you even have any inkling that maybe it's time to get to family reunion and see what this whole thing's about, let me know. All right. And then our Black Realtor Network feature event for the month. Really excited about this one. Larice is a Cleveland native with national prowess. And he is going to be having a conversation about financial literacy. So, what are the credentials for this guy? He is the founder and partner and managing director of CLE Consulting, which focuses on accounting, tax prep, and payroll. So all of the things that a growing business is going to deal with, Larice has built a company around helping people navigate and maximize. Larice is a big part of the community, as so many of our agents are. He's involved on multiple boards, including the Cleveland Clinic South Point, the YMCA of Greater Cleveland, the Cleveland Public Library Foundation, the NAACP chapter in Cleveland. Literally, the guy has he's got more boards. He's on more boards than probably this whole company put together. It sounds like reading his bio, but he's written books on financial literacy, and this is a super powerful, super important session for us at a hypercritical time of year, because I hope this is not the first time you're hearing this as a real estate agent, but you have to pay taxes, and the government is going to want as much as they can get. And Larice is going to have some conversations, not only about budgeting and financial foundations, but about some of the things that you can do to take an event like Family Reunion and turn it into a tax benefit. So really excited about this event. Get your ticket now. It is going to be an awesome, awesome time. And then our investor community rolls into 2024 with a great opportunity to learn how to invest through your IRA. So many folks come to real estate from from a past life, and maybe you got money sitting in an IRA or a 401k, and you're thinking, geez, I would love to get into the investment game. I'd love to get a part of this big deal where it's a syndication, but I don't have the cash on hand. We're going to hear from a group that specializes in activating your funds inside of your IRA or 401k, primarily the IRA, and then driving those into real estate investment opportunities. Now, if you've heard me talk in the last 12 months, you probably heard me talk about things like a recession, economic decline. Here's what I want you to know. In the last 82 years, 74 of those 82 years, real estate has appreciated. So if I had the opportunity to, take some of my money out of the stock market and slide it on into a real estate investment, that might be a great thing for me to do. This is an event for you as a realtor. This is an event for your clients who you can help invest. This is an event for your family, your friends, anybody who might have an IRA that needs to get into investment. And that's going to be on the 7th at noon in Rocky River. And then a fun thing that we're going to do on Friday the 9th, I believe, is a solo agent roundtable. So we have our mega agent masterminds. We've done special things for the team agent. We really want to dial in on, hey, this is an interdependent company. This is a company that supports the small business owner and people not just being a realtor, but more importantly, being a business owner. And sometimes that looks and feels different initially, or looks and feels different for an agent who is not a part of a massive team, or not in that immediate growth cycle. So we want to figure out, hey, let's get all those folks in a room together and let's have a conversation about what it looks like and feels like to be an individual agent, to be a solo agent. What are the systems, the models, the accountability, the goal setting, the technology stack leverage? What are the things that everybody's doing to be successful? Because while there will always be opportunities for us to leverage or for us to mastermind, we want to get as specific as possible here. And finally, our seminal or annual event. Guys, cannot stress how important this is. There's a lot of stuff happening with taxes. Homes continue to appreciate. Taxes continue to go up. There is a lot of stuff that your clients could potentially need around their tax liability for their property that you can help them with. So the master of this is Eric Akbar. And Eric is going to be leading a session, as he does every year, about what's the conversation to have? What is the call to make? What is the analysis to do? How do we prepare? How do we execute? How do we support? When we think about the fact that 88% of all people who buy a house say that they would use their realtor again and only 12% do, we've got a big gap in creating clients for life. I promise you, if you show up and help me save money in any way, I'm going to be happy. If you help me save money by not paying taxes, you're not just my your realtor for life. You're my friend for life. You will probably be a godparent to one of my children someday if you do something like that. This is a massive value add for everybody in your database, whether you sold them the house or not. If you know a homeowner, if you've got somebody tagged as future seller in your database, they need this help and you need this class. And then bringing the heat on the seller net sheet, right? There's a tagline for you, Janelle. Is Janelle Kiefer on the 21st. She's going to be talking on Zoom about seller net sheets. Guys, when the conversation is shifting for not just, hey, do you want to sell your house? Pick a number, to, hey, we're going to sell your house. It's going to be at this price. But, oh, I want to try X, right? Okay, we'll try it at X. Here's what that looks like. We'll try it at Y. Here's what that looks like. Here's the time value of money. Here's what 30 days on the market can mean to your eventual sales price. And here's how it all flows through the seller net sheet. That's the conversation we need to be having with sellers. And that's the one Janelle's going to help us with. Speaking of Janelle, let's throw the mic over to her for some partner updates. You were ready for that? Coming in hot. You're still muted. Still muted. Is
all
Rick
right, I'll take it. While
I can't believe we're going to ask Rick to bail her out.
I'll take it then. All right, so she has her portion. I have my portion. And they're really quick.
We're good.
You guys, if you do or do not know, Title does a day of closing update on the exam where things can and do pop up. If you ever had it before, it's terrible. Just had one happen yesterday and the agent didn't really understand it, thought we missed something, but it had just been placed on literally a couple of days before. So just understand that things can pop up on that final day update. We need a quick payoff. Hopefully it could go as smoothly as it did yesterday, but sometimes it could cause major issues and delay closing. So that is my update. Janelle?
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm so happy that Mike brought up taxes, because I've got so many calls in the last 3 days from buyers wondering about their taxes. Like, hey, I thought you guys paid it at closing. Well, not necessarily. If you close later of 2023, don't forget, sellers credited you that money at closing. So whether it's coming out of your mortgage or if you're a cash buyer and it's coming out of your bank account, odds are you owe them. If you close very close to when taxes were due, we may have held them in escrow and pay on your behalf. But you got to have that conversation. And I think that is a great, again, going back to that 12% of people actually using you again, repeat business for realtors, call them, tell them, hey guys, everybody's going to get a tax bill. If your mortgage is paying on your behalf, fine, but that is due. It's not, even though you didn't live there, you were credited that money at closing. So that's my update. Make sure you're informing your buyers.
Thank you. Love that. Love that. Cross country, gentlemen.
Morning. All right, so I'll just do a quick little story here. So, in some cases we're like the save the day lender. So every time and then we get a kind of a good story here. So just to share real quick, had a customer who applied with another lender for an OFA down payment assistance program. It's a great program. In order for the buyer to qualify, they had to pay off a car loan of about $10,000. The house appraised short, so now they needed to come up with an extra $10,000 on top of the 10 to pay down the car. So kind of just called and said, hey, Sean, is there anything you guys can do? And actually our $6,500 grant program worked for them. They didn't have to pay off the car just because I think the loan officer missed something on the other side. And when we did our own appraisal, lo and behold, we ended up coming in right at or actually just above the value. So we literally saved the customer $20,000. The $6,500 grant was more than the OFA grant, and their interest rate was 1% lower. So we're not going to do that for every single customer. Is not going to fall into such grace, but nonetheless, we are always happy to give a second look. Hopefully, we're the first look, but just want to give you that quick story. Chris or Don?
Go ahead, Chris.
I think I'm all good.
Yeah, and due to time constraints, I'll just let Hadley finish it up.
Yeah, interest rates faring well as far as starting off the new year. As we mentioned in the previous meetings, Federal Reserve Board looking to drop interest rates here at some point this year. A lot of people are eyeing the March meeting. I think the three of us all agree May is more likely, but we'll see what happens over the coming weeks. Have a good week.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. Over to Gina Legeza with America's Preferred. How we doing, Gina?
Doing great. Wanted to let everybody know that we have a new warranty coming in with some massive changes, very innovative changes to our warranty. My training will be February 5th via Zoom. I'm going to do a 10 a.m. and a 6 p.m. for those dual career agents, but this is a can't miss training. These are incredible changes to our industry, some incredible value for you and your clients. Please join me. Also remember, when you're doing your warranty forms, you have an application page to complete. Make sure that you're completing the data collection form. Appliance names only. We don't need model or serial numbers. And every time that you complete a data collection form, you get $50. So there's money involved for you. Take advantage of it. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the Zoom training February 5th at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that and looking forward to those trainings on the new warranty. All right, bringing it around town. Miss Liz, how are you? Are you here this morning? I thought I saw you in the chat.
I'm here.
Yeah, I know
here.
it's you talking about Mel Robbins. You're a huge Mel Robbins fan.
Actually, I did not really know about Mel Robbins until recently when they announced she would be at Family Reunion.
In the
However,
future, just lie to make me look good, Liz. I feel you just kind of cut my legs right out from underneath me there.
sorry, but when I found out about her, I started following her on Instagram, and yes, she is probably one of the most positive things in my feed.
I love that.
So
what's going on with the Leverage Center? How's the year starting off? What do we need to pay attention to? What's the latest hitch in the giddy up when it comes to contract to close?
year started off a little bit slow, but it looks like the last couple of weeks it's maybe picked up some. Even though it's cold out, there's still people who need to buy and sell. Because there's always people who need to buy and sell for, their major life changes. So don't think that just because there's snow on the ground that there's not clients out there.
Amen. I talked to an agent, not at this brokerage, yesterday, and they informed me that they were gonna start getting serious about their business once it got warm. And I was
That's
like,
probably a couple months too late at least.
Yeah, it broke my heart to hear that, because there's always opportunity in real estate. There is more now than there will be in May. And I know it sounds weird, but it's about your pipeline. It's about your future business. It's about, real estate rolls like a snowball, right? How opportune with the weather today. But the more you move it, the bigger it gets, and that's the same thing with your pipeline. So
Yep. What you do today will give you results in 90 days.
Absolutely. And then, hey, Liz, I know you've been posting on the Facebook group this DTD2 thing. You want to give me the quick elevator pitch on what that is and why I should pay attention to that?
All right. Yes, that's a very good question. So obviously we talk about getting in communication with your sphere, making sure that you're connecting with them throughout the year. And the best way to connect with them, yes, you can send emails. That's easy. It's quick. However, the best way is actually through phone calls and texts. And the DTD2 system helps you get through phone calls to your database, calling your entire database 4 times a year. So you're calling them once every quarter and then texting them twice a year as well. And so that's just a good schedule so that you can hit everybody. And so There's 2 letters every week, and you call everyone whose last name starts with those letters.
So if I am like, geez, like I need to fill my pipeline. Mike said that now's the best time of the year to start figuring out the business that I'm going to do in April. And I'm like, oh shoot, who do I call? I could just go to your Facebook post, right? And it's going to be, who's it? P and B today, this week. Who is it?
That sounds right. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm going to get a couple of letters. I'm going to go into my database. I'm going to log into command. I'm going to say, hey, give me everybody whose last name starts with a P. And I'm just going to call them. Removes call bias, gives me a call list, makes it super easy. Get some updates, get some notes, get a touch in, get a contact, maybe get a referral. Hell, maybe get a deal. I love that. So now that I know who to call, the next question would be like, hey, when should I call them? I got one for you. I'm going to ask Alexis Jones to unmute for a hot second here because there's a little event coming Thursday. It's our second installment of Call Night here in the Pepper Pike office. Last go round we had, she tells me, 20 people there, banging the phones, filling pipelines, getting deals on the hook. Who were you calling?
So we called our sphere of influence. We dialed into our pre-foreclosures, for sale by owners. And we text for those who are a little bit scared about who to call and reaching out to their sphere, they text them.
So when, with everybody that was there, was the feedback that, hey, having everybody in the room together, I actually made less calls, or was the trend that people were making more calls?
More calls. It was motivating. Overall, our first session was motivating.
I love that. I love that. And you've, I think you led the first one, right? Is that right?
I did with Jermaine.
Yes, you and Jermaine led the first one, and we've got you got a special guest star leading this second one. Is that right?
Yes. So Katrina will be, she will be actually doing live calls, and we'll start by listening in on her, how she makes her calls and just get some takeaways from that. And then we'll just move into just going over barriers from the previous meeting and just continuing to dial in. So we'll have scripts. We'll have a list. Previously, we had a list of about 500 pre-foreclosures to call. We had our
So if I show up on Thursday night at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna get, I can have people to call. I'm gonna have a script to follow, and I'm gonna have the opportunity to listen in, for starters, on one of the best people on the phone that I know about, which is Katrina. She's going on 40 years in this industry and does it all with the phone. She's outstanding on the phone. So I'm going to get that framework. I'm going to get a framework. I'm going to get a list of people to call. And then I understand there might be some vittles as well.
Yes.
I love that. So food and drink available. So if I got nothing on for Thursday night, I know I got to be at Pepper Pike at 6 o'clock. I love that.
And we're going to be doing it every 4th Thursday of the month.
Every 4th Thursday of the month. So if you only make calls one day a month, talk to me. But if you're looking for a way to make more calls inside of the month, be here with the Call Nights. Thank you so much, Alexis, for your leadership, Jermaine's leadership, and for getting people involved in this. There's one surefire way to grow our real estate business, and that's to make sure that more people know that we can help them with anything and everything related to real estate.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. That's all for today, gang. We're going to